In 1540, St. Ignatius of Loyola founded the Society of Jesus, an order that would serve the Church faithfully for more than 2 centuries. In 1773, it was suppressed, not for heresy, but under political pressure from the powers of the time. Yet in silence and obedience, the Jesuit spirit endured, safeguarded by one faithful servant of God, St. Joseph-Marie Pignatelli. Early life and formation. Joseph-Marie Pignatelli was born in 1737 in Navarra, Spain, into a devout Catholic family. From a young age, he displayed deep faith, humility, and a love for prayer. He pursued studies in theology and philosophy with dedication, preparing himself for a life of service to God and the Church. His early years were marked by compassion for the poor, obedience to God's will, and a growing desire to dedicate his life entirely to Christ. Call to the Society of Jesus. As a young man, Joseph-Marie felt a strong calling to join the Society of Jesus. Drawn by the Jesuits' dedication to education, discipline, and missionary service, he entered the order with great hope. He dreamed of spreading the gospel to distant lands and serving communities in need. At this early stage, he could not have imagined that God was preparing him for a different, quieter mission, one that would prove vital for the future of the Church. Crisis in the Jesuit order. Joseph-Marie entered the Society of Jesus during one of its darkest periods. Across Europe, powerful Catholic monarchies viewed the Jesuits as too influential and too loyal to the Pope rather than to royal authority. Under intense political pressure, Pope Clement XIV formally suppressed the Society of Jesus in 1773. Colleges were closed, communities dispersed, and the order itself was dissolved, not for heresy, but for political reasons. For many, this was a moment of despair. For Joseph-Marie, it became a profound test of faith and obedience. Missionary vision of the heart. Although his dream of traveling to distant mission lands was never fulfilled, Joseph-Marie nurtured a deep missionary spirit within his heart. Through prayer and study, he offered his desires to God, trusting that true mission begins with obedience. He learned that serving the Church does not always mean going far away, but sometimes remaining faithful where God places us. Suppression and secret leadership. During the suppression of the Jesuits, Joseph-Marie quietly emerged as a spiritual leader. He organized discreet networks of communication, encouraged displaced Jesuits, and safeguarded their intellectual and spiritual traditions. Acting with prudence and courage, he preserved unity within the order, trusting that God would one day restore what human power had destroyed. Guardian of Jesuit missions. Though he never personally traveled overseas, Joseph-Marie became a vital guardian of Jesuit missionary work. Through letters, planning, and spiritual guidance, he supported missionaries serving in Asia, the Americas, and beyond. His leadership sustained the global Jesuit mission during its most fragile years and prepared the foundation for its future renewal. Trials, persecution, and fidelity. Joseph-Marie lived under constant threat and political suspicion, yet his faith remained calm and unwavering. He encouraged others to unite their suffering with Christ and to remain faithful to their vocation. In danger and uncertainty, he chose trust over fear, offering a quiet but powerful witness rooted in prayer. Final years and legacy. Joseph-Marie Pignatelli died in 1811, having faithfully safeguarded the spirit of the Society of Jesus. His letters, guidance, and perseverance ensured that the Jesuit mission survived its darkest hour. Though much of his work was hidden, its impact would be felt for generations. Beatification, canonization, and message for today. The Church later recognized the heroic virtue of Joseph-Marie Pignatelli. He was beatified in 1933 by Pope Pius XI and canonized in 1954 by Pope Pius XII. Today, St. Joseph-Marie Pignatelli stands as a witness to quiet fidelity. His life teaches us that God often works not through public triumph, but through patience, obedience, and perseverance in hidden service. May the quiet faith of St. Joseph-Marie Pignatelli inspire us to remain faithful, even when God's work seems hidden. In silence, perseverance, and trust, the Lord continues to build His church.